Hello and welcome to The Sims Unleashed. However, some interesting news has happened in the space of The Sims and The Sims 2. If you were to ask me just 1 month ago, hey, do you think EA is going to re-release The Sims and The Sims 2? I would have laughed, but that is exactly what has happened. And I gotta say, it is really interesting. I mean, I think it's a good time to do it, the 25th anniversary. That makes sense to re-release The Sims 1 and The Sims 2. But it's just interesting the way that they've gone about it, because it's almost like they've been half committed to the whole thing, which, yeah, I guess that's just what EA's MO has been for years now. But I got some thoughts on this that I want to go ahead and talk about. Go ahead and skip to the actual gameplay if you want, but I do have some particular thoughts when it comes to these re-releases. Now, full disclosure, I have not bought these yet, and if it wasn't for me, I guess, just wanting to buy like almost anything with The Sims and The Sims 2, then I probably wouldn't get this. And even now that I think about it, I don't see the reason to actually buy this when I have other copies of The Sims. Let me just walk through some of this with you. So The Sims and The Sims 2 got re-released as The Sims 1 or The Sims Legacy Collection and The Sims 2 Legacy Collection. And they are being bundled in the Sims 25th anniversary or 25th birthday bundle, which comes with the free copy of The Sims 4 and as well Sims 4 Grunge Revival Kit and Throwback Fit Kit. Yeah, so The Sims and The Sims 2 both have a Legacy Collection now that you can get through Steam, that you can also get with the Sims 25th birthday bundle. Now, here's the thing. It also comes with 2 other things after The Sims 4, which, yeah, I guess if you're buying this, you probably own The Sims 4 already. Now, here is where my issues immediately arise. And I didn't notice this with The Sims 2 in particular until I hit record, because otherwise I was going to say it was at a fair price. The Sims 1 should not be $20 fucking. I'm sorry, that is laughable. If it was $10, that would be fine. That is the price of... I compared that to the price of like a GOG release, where if you go to GOG, and no matter how big these games were, but if you go to GOG and you look up an old game such as... Actually, I'll just click on the front page right now, which has Resident Evil. Resident Evil bundle, mind you, is $20 on sale. It's usually $25. Okay, as for the individual games, I'm looking at Resident Evil 3, it's $10. That is a fair price. In my opinion, $10 for a game in any instance is going to be a fair price. And you get the guarantee with good old games that this game's going to run on your fucking computer. You're most likely not going to, because I haven't had to ever really do this, except for, I think, SimCity 3000. The game is going to run on your computer. You're probably not going to have to go through the headache of having to patch stuff. If I type in SimCity 3000 on good old games, it's actually on sale right now, but it's normally $10. $10 is, I think, a good price for a game, especially if it's an old one. The Sims Legacy Collection is $20. And if we're going to be honest, because it says the Sims 25th birthday also includes the following Sims packs. It has The Sims Live in Large, House Party, Hot Date, Vacation, Unleashed, Superstar, Making Magic. I'm 99% sure that this game is just going to be The Sims Complete Collection, but with a no CD patch put on it, and probably some kind of edit to the executable so that the game can run at 1080p. However, I don't know, because I have looked at, I was able to find a stream of someone playing through it, and towards the beginning, they were already kind of complaining about little issues with it, where they were talking about how their patched version of them, like, taking the CD, installing it, and then patching it was more stable than this.
Yeah, what is wrong with this neighborhood screen? Like, if you go on a lot, it's fine. Actually, the UI is so small when you're on a lot. I want to make the UI big. Like, it's too small here. I love this music. And here, it's kind of weird. It is weird. It is weird, but we're going to create... What is that? The version of The Sims 1 that I downloaded and like patched and everything runs better than this one that I paid for, which is a little bit sad. That's sad for $30. Christine, nice to see you. Yeah, don't tell EA. Don't tell EA I downloaded it. I mean, they were not selling it.
And you already had some glitches, which I'm somewhat familiar with The Sims, where the UI was like changing colors. Basically, you had the neighborhood screen that was stuck at being 800 by 600. Because even on the higher resolution version of The Sims, that you could open it in 1024 by 768, you would have a blue border around it. It's very clear they didn't like upscale anything with that, which I kind of expected if they were going to make a re-release of this. It's EA, for crying out loud. It's still kind of confusing why this thing is not really a solid port or a solid re-release with fixes to it, and you're still charging $20 for it. And then the Sims 2 Legacy Collection, if this was $20, I wouldn't have minded that. Because the Sims 2 really is just that good and that solid of a Sims entry that if you charge $20 for it, fine. But it better fucking work. And interestingly, this is the game that's getting a lot of mixed reviews right now as I'm reading this. As I'm speaking this. You think I prepared a script for this? I didn't. For the Sims 2 Legacy Collection, it currently has a 69% on Steam out of 114 reviews, whereas the Sims one had basically very positive reviews at 85% for 60 reviews. And it looks like most of what people are complaining about have to do with the quote-unquote optimizations, the resolutions, and so on and so forth. Where these are the exact issues that arise when you have played The Sims 2 Ultimate Collection. And what I'm talking about is that this is a very specific thing to The Sims 2, where they had a file in there called graphics rules. And you needed to edit this in order for the game to recognize your GPU. I don't know why that was a feature, but it just was. And this is so much of an issue that a program was created by someone in the community that also is necessary for The Sims 4 Strangely, for SimCity 4 Strangely, that modifies this graphics rules file pretty much automatically by just, like, reading what your graphics card is, and then you hit a button and then it edits the file. It also does a couple of other things as well to make the game so that you can open it in higher resolutions, because otherwise the game won't detect the GPU and will be like, okay, well, the game's just going to run in 800 by 600 now. And looking at some of the reviews, you have one person on here named Gaylala who specifically says that the Sims 1 crashes when you Alt-Tab out of it. This is on their Sims 2 review, which is ridiculous, because that doesn't happen for me with my weird, like, DirectX wrapper version of The Sims that I've been using for this whole series. And The Sims 2 launches at 800 by 600. And by the way, another thing as well to point out, if I'm remembering correctly, is that you need to have this graphics rule file working. That way you can actually improve the settings of the graphics as well. Because otherwise you just get, I think, like, low graphics. So yes, you really do have to use a graphics rule program to get this game working. Because otherwise it will just think that you have no graphics card. Not even an integrated one. And this is the kind of thing that EA really easily could have fixed. Like, let's make no mistake here. With how big these games are, I highly doubt that they would have lost the source code to this, and if they did, that is insane. But you have the source code. Let's not overlook that. Electronic Arts absolutely has the source code to this 21-year-old game, to this 25-year-old game. And it's not like they're rewriting the whole thing. I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting them to just be able to do a few things, and then there you go. So that's the biggest problem, is that you have these issues that the game still has, even if you installed an old-ass version of it. And let me just make one more thing clear with at least the resolution stuff. Because the reality is The Sims really didn't have graphics, but The Sims 2 did. So the resolution thing is huge. Because one particular issue that I'm having with my experience with this game is I'm having to use a DirectX wrapper that effectively upscales an 800 by 600 image to 1920 by 1440. And because of that, you don't get accurate integer scaling, really. It gets a little blurry. Now, I think for me, it actually does... I guess it is integer scaling because it does get 3 times bigger. But for some people, that's not going to be the case. If you go only to 1080, then you get, I think it's 2.5, which isn't integer scaling. So you do end up with some pixels that end up definitely looking a little blurry or a little weird. And just for me, it already looks a little weird because it's such a small picture that is having to be made bigger. But the other issue is that because of just how the UI was programmed, you end up with some issues with the UI where the UI just isn't going to scale. So you end up with really tiny UI menus. The whole game is tiny as well, because you zoom in to the closest zoom in, and it might as well look like the furthest out zoom in, or zoom out, I should say, on the old computer. Get what I'm saying? Just because of it thinking, well, a pixel is this big, but that doesn't... It basically, nothing about it ends up being scaled with the patches that we have had at our disposal, or the fixes we have had for years. And this was the prime opportunity for EA to really fix that. Really make it where it feels like you are experiencing the game at 800, 600 in 2002, but at 1080p in 2025, where you could have made it where the camera would zoom in a little bit more, just a bit more, so it feels like you were closer, or it wouldn't zoom out as far, or you would make it where maybe the neighborhood was upscaled a little bit. I'm sure they have the original image files for that, right? I would think that they wouldn't just throw away all that shit. So there's all these things that they really could have just been able to do that I feel like you could have like hammered out in a month with a team of like 20 people probably, and it's very clear that they didn't do that, and I wasn't expecting that they would do it. But then everything else with that, where it feels kind of half-assed and then it costs $20, I seriously have to think, well, on that shelf behind me, I have every expansion pack on CD. I have the complete collection. Why wouldn't I just install that? Why wouldn't I just do exactly what I've been doing now for the past, year and a half? And then for The Sims 2, this is even more insulting because The Sims 2, you shouldn't have this issue. I have captured footage from The Sims 2 at 1440p, at my really weird, like, ultra-wide resolution. I have done that before. I have used footage from that in some of my videos before. So it's definitely doable, and with Sims 2 in particular, you may not necessarily need to do like a 64-bit remake of it, or upgrade, or whatever it would be, like just recompiling it, I guess. You don't need to do that really with Sims 2, but just doing some optimization fixes would have been wonderful, because it's the type of game where it doesn't make sense why you would have optimization issues with this game when it is so old. Now, The Sims 3 is even worse when it comes to optimization. Let's not get that mixed up, but with The Sims 2 in particular, this would have been the best opportunity to fix things like that. Oh, and let's not forget about the shadow bug as well, where you have like the black rectangles. I don't know if they have fixed that in The Sims 2. Maybe they have. I would assume they would have if they just got like some community patches. It should have shown up that way, but yeah, there really were a lot of little things with The Sims 2 where the game still ran perfectly fine. It still was okay. They really just needed to make it so you could buy The Sims 2 Ultimate Collection. I don't know why they only made that available for 1 week. And in effect, that is what this is. The Sims 2 Legacy Collection just is The Sims 2 Ultimate Collection that people, if they were able to redeem it about 10 years ago, have been able to play, like me. However, the problem is that The Sims 2 Legacy Collection is just that. It isn't really a lot of the fixes that needed to be in there, because clearly they needed to do something about the graphics rule thing. The fact that you still would have to do that, I assume, based off of what I'm hearing with the resolution thing, that tells me that not much was done with this. And the other thing as well is that it's also bizarrely missing a stuff pack. Now, the stuff pack in question is IKEA home stuff, or whatever it was called. Yeah, IKEA home stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, this one sucks, but it kind of would make sense because licenses run out. Now, I don't know how they still included H&M fashion stuff. Maybe they had a really long contract with that, but it's one of those things that we've seen it with Grand Theft Auto, right? Where the music has had to be removed from Grand Theft Auto before in order for it to like still be sold. So yeah, that's just a thing that sucks about licensing stuff in video games, where I guess the IKEA license will have run out. What is weird though is that it, I guess, would have still been in effect when the Unlimited collection came out. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what is up with that, but it is somehow missing the IKEA home stuff based off of their own product description. If it somehow is in there, then yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Alright, I think that is everything I wanted to say with that. Yeah, The Sims 2, it is available now. If you haven't played it, and you have really wanted to play it, you can finally legally buy The Sims 2 again. Same for The Sims 1. Those are really the biggest things that matter, is that you can finally get the games again. You can finally experience them yourself. However, it isn't really a thing that makes sense for anyone who is like a lifelong Sims fan. If you had if you were there when you bought the expansion packs, like I'm young enough where I wasn't getting the Sims expansion packs, but I definitely was getting the Sims 3 expansion packs. Yeah, I remember that whole cycle. Then this probably isn't the game for you, because you've probably already acquired the Sims expansion packs and the Sims 2 expansion packs. you probably were there when the Unlimited collection was like around for 1 week and you could redeem it on Origin for free. So this isn't really for you, though I may still buy it if it goes on sale because it's a lot easier to install this, especially for Sims 2, than otherwise. Except, I don't know, because I'm going to be doing The Sims 2 like I've been doing The Sims 1, where it's 1 by 1. Yeah, so anyway, back to The Sims Unleashed. Sorry about the first 18 minutes of this being dedicated to me talking about this, but this is pretty big when it comes to the old Sims stuff. There's going to probably be a widescreen patch, if I had to guess, or some kind of patch to get the game to run in 1080p at a minimum. But otherwise, like, if I exit right now, I could only imagine the difference is going to be that there's going to be a button here for options that will let you set the resolution. That's the only change I could really think of, if I'm going to be honest with this. And then this being rendered at a higher resolution. Because EA doesn't have really a reason to... Go away. EA doesn't really have a reason to do anything substantial with The Sims 1. And same for The Sims 2. In fact, it kind of feels like the Sims 3 is getting a lot of neglect with this anniversary, because even though it did get, strangely enough, it did actually get an update for the first time in many years to make it work on some newer Intel processors. It wasn't like the game also came with an update for 64-bit executables, you know, so the game can run a little bit better and not run like it's stuck in 2009. Even The Sims 4 kind of got that, because Sims 4 was originally a 32-bit application. Did we really just go walk in? Okay. Oh, are we going to be greeted by a dog? I think that's what was about to happen. Yeah, sure. That's what that was. Yeah, no, so I think it's going to be the bare minimum, honestly, because it's EA. They don't really... I don't expect them to go out of their way with certain things, even with the very small bit that I was following along with the 25th anniversary, which I know I probably should have cared a little bit more for how much I like this series, but yeah, like, I looked once, kind of saw that there wasn't anything going on, and then thought, alright, that's about what I expect from EA. A little odd that that's just how they're treating probably one of their most profitable franchises of all time, and probably the most successful one at the moment, but yeah. Yeah, so anyway, welcome to The Sims Unleashed. I wanted to just acknowledge that because of me focusing so much on The Sims 1. What would that mean for the future of the series? And honestly, the future is going to be that I continue installing the CD version of the game. Now, for The Sims 2, I think that could be a possible change if they actually do something different with that. Because one thing I've always wanted from a Sims remaster or a re-release or whatever the fuck would be the ability to toggle expansion packs. I don't think EA is going to implement that in The Sims 1 or The Sims 2 at all. So this is really just pure fantasy for me. So we need to have 2 friends in order to get promoted at a job. Oh yeah, that's right. We are working as a lifeguard, so that explains our outfit. I thought we were... Why do we have the military corporal? That's weird. Is that dog, like, being neglected or something? No, they're fine. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and get up, take a shower, and then... How's your... Oh yeah, your cooking skill is actually pretty decent. Oh, you don't need to serve that. Oh my god, I have missed The Sims 1 on PC. I have been playing through a bit of The Sims on PlayStation 2, and it is so bad. Did you really just... You really did just leave a fucking mess here. Why is it that they have it in The Sims? You are making a total fucking mess. I have a second video. I don't know if I've already edited it or not, but that will be coming out soon if it isn't. Because it is... I got my thoughts on that, so I just won't talk about them right now. go ahead and improve your cooking skill a little bit. Yep. Rachel has to go work in a little bit. Perfect. Look at how fast that goes. Okay, now juxtapose that to the Sims on PS2. Yeah, look how fast that is. And she's already back home. Oh shit, James is here. Oh, we have 2 black cats. What is going on here? Spork and Callie. Huh. Aren't you supposed to name, like... aren't you supposed to name cats Callie if they're like a calico cat? I don't think that's a calico. Okay, who can we become friends with? So, Claire... John Anderson. I guess we need to go to downtown. Actually, well, yeah. You know what? I know this is Unleashed, but once she gets back, we're going to go downtown and not have to worry about the dog. Yeah, so we will trigger the shower. That way she then has to do that. And then we will go downtown. Yeah. There we go. I still haven't fixed the vacant lot, so we are not going there. Lodging areas? That's interesting. They have like a mix of the Unleashed menu, but then also for some reason vacation. Are you telling me I could wait? Are you telling me I could make a hotel in in downtown? No way. No way. That's totally not a thing that you could do. Maybe I should check that out. Maybe I will try that with the vacant lot. Let's just go here. Because we're just here to have a good time and meet a few people. Like her. Let's talk to her. No, I guess not. Okay. Let's talk to her. Yeah, just talk about interests. Wow. Hey, let's talk. What the fuck? Okay. Fine. We'll go into what looks like a really like specialized bookstore. We can buy magazines. Okay, we need to do something fun. Is there... We can't play that. Let's just dance to that. And for some reason Betty is standing with a pool cue. Waiting on someone, I guess. The music isn't loading. Okay, yeah. So the game has just bugged out completely. That's great. Beach music. Lucy. Let's meet Lucy. Talk about interests. Nope. Okay. Wow, we are struggling to make friends with people. Let's talk to Tiffany. Wow, we are terrible at talking with people. Jeff. Hi. Okay, well, that, could have gone a lot better. As we are about to pass out. Yeah. Whoa, wait. The dog can eat your food on the floor. And this can also get dirty. That is... bad dog, but also that's kind of a cool touch. Alright, yeah. Hey, a free deposit of $1,000. Now let's call a neighbor over. Yeah, let's try to become friends with Saul Bad Guy. Yay! So he's gonna come over. We have a dog that has come in. Get out of here. Hey. Do we need to like buy a TV or something so we can just talk? How about this? I will serve dinner. There we go. So we've had him over for dinner. Let's sit for a bit and just talk. Cuddle. Ah, no. Why not? Well, that's could have gone a lot better. May have been better off to just call him on the phone and that would be it. Okay, I think I'm seeing the issue here. This guy needs to be moved here. Yeah, this can just stay there. I'm going to buy a stereo. I'm going to move the fish there. Yeah. As a dog barks at the stereo for some reason. Where did this come from? Ah! Where did this come from? I am almost tempted to hire a cleaning service though, because it's like really annoying having roaches show up just because we have a dog here for some reason. Yeah. Dance your heart out to Bossa Nova. And do a little bit of gardening as well. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch families.